our speaker, DATIN LIEW. She is our resident speaker in TCF. She is very experienced. She has 34 years of teaching experience in early years, primary, secondary, and tertiary education, both in Malaysia and England. She trains teachers in positive teaching strategies and behavior management. So DATIN herself is a UK certified mental health and first aid instructor. Together with TCF, she herself is also a TCF Live member, and TCF has appointed her to be our project manager for all this webinar and training. So it is our privilege to really to have DATIN with us. Okay. So that's all from my side. Now I would like to pass the time to DATIN for her to start the session 1.
Thank you, Vern Hao. I'm very excited to see that there are already 70 participants in this meeting room. All right. I will be talking today about something that's actually very, very important. And it is, unfortunately, very few people realize it. It is very important for teachers and parents to know how to help the children to be mentally healthy at all times. Why? Because mental health affects your whole life. It affects your physical health, it affects your mental health, it affects your work, your studies, your exercise. Okay, and I want to thank God that it actually started raining about 1:25 in Penang, very heavy rain. But praise the Lord, in Penang, all right, the rain has stopped. Now I'm going to share the slides. Yeah. I will not take questions during the talk. You are most welcome to type it into the chat room and we'll go through it afterwards. Okay, right. So this talk will be as bilingual as I can make it because we have our colleagues from Sabah and Sarawak attending. So mentally healthy classroom or kesihatan mental di dalam kelas. Let's talk about mental health. First, actually, it is quite easy to maintain good mental health. What do you need to maintain good mental health? Let's start at the top of the picture of the poster. First of all, you need self-care or penjagaan diri. You need to look after ourselves. Most people, especially women who have children, okay, and then nowadays you probably have your older relatives, parents staying with you, and then you are working. You end up always looking after other people, but never looking after yourself. That's dangerous. If you don't look after yourself, the likelihood that you'll become highly stressed and then depressed is very high. Next is sleep. Okay. Sleep is very important too. Do get into bed by 11. All right. Staying up half the night, either, okay, online or doing some work or other. If you keep doing it, yeah, that means 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, it will affect you because your body needs that sleep to repair and to refresh your brain and other parts of your body. Next, talk about your situations. Okay, maybe you are having a bit of you're getting very irritated with your husband, your boyfriend, your family members who are staying with you. Talk to someone about it. You know why? When you talk about it, you can release the stress. And then there's one more thing.
Oh my God.
When you talk about it, sometimes the person you're talking to may be able to give you what? A suggestion that's useful. Okay? You talk about it, someone may be able to recommend you some resources. Okay, emotions. Especially where women are concerned, okay, we actually are more emotional. That is how our brains have been built. Okay. So there is another issue that is your menstrual cycle. A number of women, before their period comes, they get very upset, very grouchy, very angry. Okay. If you know that, then what you need to do is that you need to prepare beforehand. So something like, don't go and put a lot of activities during that time that will make you even more upset when you're rushing to get things done. Also, just to let you know, uh, there is an illness, okay, whereby this woman, just before her period and all that, she gets so super angry, she becomes like a monster, literally. Okay. You can go and see your you can go and see your gynecologist, who will probably refer you, okay, to a psychiatrist for medication. That medication is actually most likely an antidepressant to help you manage your emotions during the 1.5 weeks, then you stop. Okay. I have had colleagues who found that this was very useful. I've also had some students, yeah. Next, all right, perhubungan or connections. You need to be connected to people, yeah, who are positive. You need to be connected to people whom you enjoy having time with, because this refreshes you mentally. Then watch food and exercise. Exercise helps, and let me tell you, you don't have to go and say that I must do 1 hour a day. Uh, may not be very, it may not be something that you keep up in the long run. But what if you tell yourself that you are going to exercise 20 minutes a day? Yeah. And then what I do nowadays, I realize that after I'm 57, I suddenly realize that my legs are not so strong anymore. So now I've started exercising. So I tell myself, I will exercise, I will walk around my apartment block, and then okay, I use a pedometer so to try and challenge myself. And then also what I do also is listen to a message. Okay, listen to some uh Bible verse, a Bible passage. All right. So this I'm doing. So I do two things at a time. Right. Food. It's very sad. Food that's supposed to be healthy for us usually does not taste very nice. Food that is not healthy for us always tastes wonderful. So what you have to do is you have to manage. So, for example, I like rice. In Cantonese, I will call myself fan tong, rice pot. So I have to cut down. So what I started doing was I cut down. I don't want to say I'm not eating rice anymore. I cut down by 1/4. Then after a month or so, I try and cut down a bit more. And at the same time, what I do is I add on vegetables. All right. So look into how you can make small changes to your life. All right. Small changes to your life. Next, stress or tekanan. All right. Stress exists in our life. When you are driving to work and then there is a traffic jam, you are stressed. Okay. In school that day, two of the children seem to be very okay. You get stressed. And don't know why on that day, two or three children will spill water. Yeah, it does happen. Or spill the food they're eating. So yes, there is stress, and you have to learn to control it. And stress, you can control stress better when you have enough sleep and you have enough self-care. When you have enough sleep and enough self-care, you probably go, okay, let's get this done. All right. Rather than, why is this happening again? Why are they so careless? So remember, you can help your own mental health. Okay? You have to do it, yeah? Okay, now, what is mental health? Or definasi penyakit mental. All right. So mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual here, every teacher realizes his or her own potential. And the teacher can cope with the normal stresses of life. The teacher can work productively and fruitfully, and the teacher is able to contribute to his or her community. All right. That means you're able to uh, do things that will help society be better. You join an NGO, you go for what they call these marathons to raise funds and all that. Now, the definasi that I got in Bahasa is very interesting, is the other way around. Okay? Because the WHO definition on the right is about what is mental health, whereas the definition in Bahasa on the right is on what? What is mental illness? But let's have a look at it. Seseorang itu mengalami gangguan pergerakan, perasaan, persepsi, pemikiran, orientasi, ingatan, dan kesedaran. Dan ini menjejaskan kebolehan individu tersebut untuk berinteraksi sebagai anggota dalam masyarakat dan seterusnya memerlukan kerjasama anggota lain dalam masyarakat bagi memulihkan keadaannya. Okay, so you notice that penyakit mental illness is it mengganggu. It interrupts everything about your life. Your pergerakan, the way you move, your feelings, your perception of things, your thinking, your orientation, your memory, and what? And your, all right, kesedaran. So mental health is the most important part of health, right? Okay, what is mental health, the terminology? Mental health, okay, is mental health and well-being, all right? Mental health difficulties is where you go and see a doctor, a psychiatrist, a clinical psychologist, and the psychiatrist or clinical psychologist gives you a diagnosis that you have a mental health problem or mental health illness, such as anxiety, depression, eating disorder. Right? Anxiety, kemurungan, dan pemakanan. Eating disorder is a disorder pemakanan. Mental well-being is self-satisfaction, how we feel about ourselves, that is our self-worth, self-confidence, self-control, our purpose in life, our sense of belonging, and our positive relationships. And this is what we want. Yeah. So now, mental health is referred to as a continuum. You see, it is not up and down. It is side to side, which means that if you look at the green, okay, which is on the left, this is when you are healthy, sehat. Okay, no masalah at all. Normal functioning. Berfungsi secara normal. Then the yellowish is when you have some mental distress. Okay, mild mental distress or ringan. Okay, this one, never mind, is common and is reversible. For instance, you are driving in your car, there is a traffic jam. Okay, and you only get to work half an hour later. All right, when you arrive at work, your mild mental distress will disappear. Okay, kalau cikgu bila pergi ke sekolah kena traffic jam, cikgu ni kena memang stres kan. Okay, so ada mental distress yang ringan. Tapi bila dah sampai sekolah, stres tu dah hilang. Then, we are going to the darker orange, where you have a mental health problem because you have moderate issues. When you have moderate mental health, okay, there is significant functional impairment. That means Many things in your life you cannot cope with. Okay, right? Bila ada kesihatan mental sederhana, kita ni ada tak boleh berfungsi. Okay, tak boleh berfungsi. Dan kalau mental illness itu sangat teruk or so severe, langsung tak boleh berfungsi. Okay, tak boleh kerja, nak masak semua pun tak boleh. Okay, most of the people need to be hospitalized. Apa itu child and adolescent mental health? Okay. Psychiatry atau okay, kanak-kanak dan remaja. Kesihatan mental kanak-kanak dan remaja adalah keupayaan untuk mencapai dan mengekalkan fungsi psikologi yang optimum. Berkaitan secara langsung dengan tahap yang dicapaikan dan juga kecekapan yang dicapaikan dalam fungsi psikologi dan sosial. In English, child and adolescent mental health is the capacity to achieve and maintain optimum psychological functioning and well-being. It's directly related to the level reached and competency achieved in psychological and social functioning. All right. So if you have a child generally very happy, follows instructions, able to do the work, and then is, makes a mistake, all right, says sorry or, just erases it. Yep. Able to make friends, play with friends. Then you know that that child is mentally healthy. What if this child, that you have a child, all right, whereby every time make a mistake, you ask the child to erase it, she cries. Okay? She drops her pencil, she cries. Okay? She doesn't get to sit in the place that she likes to sit during break, she cries. Okay? And then she doesn't want to play with the others. Then you know that something is not right because, okay, you look at the bottom, competency level reached and competency achieved in psychological and social functioning. So if the child is not able to function in a normal way in the classroom, because you see what's in the classroom, then there is some issue. Jikalau ada orang budak, okay, kalau dia pensel dia jatuh, dia nangis. Kalau you suruh dia erase, padamkan, dia nangis. Bila dia tak dapat duduk bangku yang dia suka di dalam kantin, dia nangis. Okay, dia tak mau main dengan murid yang lain. Kalau dia ada game, okay, and then dia tak dapat main dengan baik, dia nangis. Murid ini memang ada problem, ya. Kesihatan mental dia memang ada isu. Now, these are the reasons why children with mental illnesses are left untreated. Okay, mengapa kanak-kanak yang ada penyakit mental tidak, alright, dibawa untuk rawatan? Di Malaysia, alright, our current population is 34 million. 34 juta penduduk di Malaysia. Tapi kita ada lebih kurang 30 pakar psikiatri kanak-kanak dan remaja. Okay. Of the 34 million Malaysians, about 1/3, 33.3% are children and teens. Lebih kurang 33% penduduk Malaysia, 34 juta tu, lebih kurang 33% adalah kanak-kanak dan remaja. Okay. So lebih kurang kita ada 11 juta tau kanak-kanak remaja, tapi hanya ada lebih kurang 30 pakar psikiatri. So kita tak cukup. Okay. Juga kerana kita tak cukup pakar psikiatri di Malaysia, pakar psikiatri ni hanya di hospital besar kerajaan ataupun di hospital swasta di bandaraya. Oleh itu, mereka yang duduk di kawasan luar bandar susahlah, okay, nak membawa anak ke hospital. Reasons why, one of the reasons why children with mental illness are left untreated is that because we have about 30 odd child psychiatrists in Malaysia. Of our 34 million population, about 33.3, that's 1/3, are children and teens. So that works out to about 11 million population of children and teens in Malaysia, all right, covered only by 30 odd child and adolescent psychiatrists, so we don't have enough. Then also, because we don't have enough child and adolescent psychiatrists, even in government hospitals, the child psychiatrists are only services are only available at the state capitals, not in the smaller towns. So it will be very difficult for people who live in the rural areas, all right, to travel with the child and spend money on transportation to get to the hospital for treatment. Then parents are afraid they will be blamed for their child's mental issue. Okay. Juga ibu bapa takut mereka ni akan orang akan kata ibu bapa itu yang tak tahu macam mana menjaga anak-anak. Oleh itu anak-anak itu sudah sakit. What is the future of children left untreated? There are going to be family conflicts getting worse. Okay. One thing is very, very important, yeah. Do not discipline children by hitting rotan. Because think about it, you rotan when the child is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you must be careful. When the child reaches 14, 15, 16, especially boys, they will be bigger size than you or bigger size than the adult, the parents. So when there is more conflict, more arguments, that young man now will get fed up and the young man will hit. You know why? He has been taught since young, okay, that when there is something wrong, you hit. You don't discuss, you hit. And it does happen. We have 14, 15-year-olds hitting their parents, and even older. Kanak-kanak yang ada isu kesihatan mental yang tidak diberi rawatan, satu problem adalah konflik atau masalah di rumah. Ya, adalah sangat penting kita sebagai guru ke, sebagai ibu bapa ke, kita ni jangan pukul kanak-kanak. Jangan pukul kanak-kanak. Kalau kita ni disiplin hanya dengan rotan saja, bila anak tu kecil, no problem. You lebih besar, you boleh rotan. You dah jadi macam bully kan? You are bigger, you got the rotan. So, anak tu takut. Tapi bila dia besar, 13 tahun, 14 tahun, 15 tahun, kanak-kanak tu, especially kalau dia ni lelaki, dia akan lebih besar dengan ibu bapa. Dan dia, bila dia geram, dia akan pukul orang dewasa. Mengapa? Kerana dia sudah belajar, okay, daripada ibu bapa bahawa atau cikgu, bahawa ada, okay, kita ni ada problem mengaduh, kita ni tak bincang tau, kita pukul saja. So dia pukul lah ibu bapa. Budak-budak ni, alright, ada yang menjadi bully. Okay, ada yang menjadi bully. Mengapa? Semua orang, including kanak-kanak, mereka ni nak apa? They want to feel good, no? They are good at something. People respect me, Okay lah. When you are a big bully, people will be scared of you and they respect you. Respect. So they be a bully. Okay? Some of the other children are the opposite of bully. They are being bullied. They're very quiet, don't want to talk and all that. So you have two types. So one becomes a bully. Other children may become victims. Problems with studies, academically, they're not good. Okay? So the keputusan di sekolah tak bagus. Then selepas tu, secondary school drop out. Okay? Tuang sekolah, then tak pergi sekolah langsung bila remaja. Awak ni tuang sekolah, okay? Pergi mana? Who do you go out with? Berkawan dengan siapa? Usually these are teenagers with criminal background. Okay, dia akan berkahwin dengan juvana yang ada problem apa ni? Ada police record punya lah. Ya. Dan juga yang teruk sekali adalah membunuh diri, ya. They commit suicide. Why? They're totally unhappy, they're depressed, they are useless. They don't say that they're useless. Okay, so you can have a problem. Study is very bad in school, kena marah all the time, teacher marah, parents marah, so in the end, bunuh diri. That happens. Kena marah cikgu dan juga bapa kerana keputusan teruk. Okay. Dia mungkin menjadi mengalami kemurungan dan bunuh diri. Kalau seseorang budak tu leave school lah, keluar, tak habis sekolah menengah, dia ada problem nak mencari kerja. Okay, so dia akan menjadi B40 lah. So if they are secondary school dropouts, they're not going to get good jobs, and they because they drop out of school, they're going to end up as B40, and their future is not very good. Neither are the future of their family members. Yeah. Now, why am I not able? Okay. Ini adalah statistik dari tahun 2019. So this is the National Health and Morbidity Survey 2019. At that time, our population was about 33 million. Just about 33 million. Pada tahun 2019, penduduk di Malaysia lebih kurang 33 juta. Sekarang 34. Okay, so bila kita ni ada 30 penduduk 33 juta, okay, statistik adalah 424,000 children, 424,000 kanak-kanak, okay, mengalami masalah kesihatan mental di Malaysia. Nama di atas tu, ya, dia kata hidden epidemic. That means kita tak tahu, kita tak nampak. Kalau seseorang itu, okay, paralyzed, dia duduk wheelchair, kerusi roda, nampaklah terus dia ni ada problem. Tapi untuk kanak-kanak, kalau dia, okay, ada depresi ke, okay, dia ni ada anxiety, you tak nampak. We call it a hidden epidemic. Alright. Then di bawah, okay, statistik. Lebih penduduk luar bandar 8.8% yang ada mengalami problem kesihatan mental. Lebih budak perempuan, ya, 8.4%. 95% adalah 10 hingga 15 tahun, dan hampir 10% kanak-kanak dan remaja yang ada problem kesihatan mental adalah dari B40. Okay. Right, so 424,000 children had mental health problems in 2019. Of these, the Ministry of Health discovered that rural population, teens and children had more mental health issues. More girls than boys had mental health issues. Most of these children and teens with mental health issues are actually from B40 families, and all right, most of those with mental health issues are 10 to 15 years old. All right. Now, this is this year's 2023 Health and Mobility Survey. 1 million Malaysians aged above 15 are depressed. The number of people with depression doubled from 2019 to 2023. This at the bottom here, all about children. Depression is higher, okay? The prevalence of depression is higher amongst those aged 16 to 29. Mental health problems among children have jumped, also doubled, more than doubled. In 2019, 7.9% children had mental health problems. Sekarang, 16.5%. And 1 in 6 children aged between 5 and 15 have mental health issues. This means that if you have 18 children in your class and they are 5 years old, okay, 18 children 5 years old in your class, you have 3 of them who have mental health problems. You have 3 of them who will have mental health problems. Tahun ini Kementerian Kesihatan mengeluarkan statistik ya. 1 juta rakyat Malaysia, okay, berumur 15 tahun ke atas have depresi. Dari tahun 2019 hingga 2023, alright, pesakit depresi ganda 2 ya. Di Malaysia, depression atau depresi lebih tinggi di antara orang 16 hingga 29 tahun. Dari 2019, okay, iaitu statistik yang I guna tadi, 7.9% kadang-kadang ada isu kesihatan mental, tapi tahun 2023 16.5 pun kali ganda. Dan di antara budak 5 tahun hingga 15 tahun, 1 dalam 6 ada, okay, problem kesihatan mental. That means in your class, you have children, all right, with mental health issues. Right. Okay, why do children have mental health issues? Okay, mengapa kanak-kanak mengalami isu mental? One is academic pressure, okay, or studies, pelajaran. 2, lack of physical activity, tak ada exercise, mereka duduk saja. Sekarang kita punya problem adalah mereka ni duduk main game komputer lah, tablet lah atau telefon. Traumatic experiences or trauma. Okay, ada kanak-kanak, alright, dia ada isu kesihatan mental kerana dia ada trauma. Kalau tadi kita tengok bahawa B40 family ya, keluarga B40 lebih kanak-kanak yang ada mental health issue. So in B40 family kita tahu bahawa lebih apa ni domestic violence. Okay, macam bapa pukul mak atau kanak-kanak. So kalau seseorang budak tu dia say dia di 4 tahun, dia umur 4 tahun, dia nampak bapa dia pukul mak dia jerit lah, menangis lah semua tu. Dan selepas tu tengok pula badan mak ni ada darah. Dia akan ada trauma. Okay? Dia ada trauma. So in traumatic experiences, we saw just now that the mental health issues are higher amongst children in B40 families. In the B40 families, domestic violence is a big issue. So if you have a 4-year-old child all right, the dad hitting the mother, kicking the mother, hears the mom screaming, and after sees blood on the mother, the child can be traumatized. Next is lack of emotional support. Okay, if the child is sad, happy or whatever, there is no one in the family, okay, and even in school, that actually, yeah, that's great. Oh, so sorry, are you not feeling well? Okay. So ada problem juga bila kanak-kanak tak ada apa ni, tak ada how do you say emotional support? Let me think. What emosi? Tak ada orang yang menolong dia lah dari masa untuk dalam masalah emosi. Social media influence, big problem like TikTok. Okay, the children and the teenagers are watching and sometimes they are following what is being done. And unfortunately, a lot of it is very, very negative. Ada masalah dari segi komputer dan internet kerana kanak-kanak ni suka tengok apa ni, TikTok lah dan lain-lain, dan dia belajar yang tidak baik, tidak elok. Another issue is diet and nutrition, makanan dan nutrisi. Kita ni ramai ibu bapa dia bagi anak dia makan apa anak itu suka makan. Kerana kalau tidak, anak tu tak mau makan. Oleh itu, mereka akan makan burger, sandwich, sausage, semua itu yang tak cukup lah. Alright, nutrition. Sleep deprivation. Kanak-kanak mesti tidur sekurang-kurangnya 8 jam. Akan tetapi sekarang, alright, saya tahu ada anak-anak, ini kindergarten punya yang tidur pukul 11, 12. Of course, kalau remaja jangan cakap. Remaja tidur pukul 2, 3. Tak cukup. Tidur tu memang akan ada will definitely cause a mental health issue. Diet and sleep deprivation are also big problems. Many parents nowadays just feed the children what they want to eat. They are scared that if not, the child won't eat. So they're not eating very nutritious food. Okay, a lot of these fries and burgers and hot dogs and all that. So that is a big issue, right? Sleep deprivation, another thing that is a huge issue now. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to educate the parents to make sure the children go to sleep at 9 o'clock. Okay, kindergarten children. I have kindergarten children sleeping at 11 or 12. Okay. Other issues are family dynamics. Okay, a lot of what? Unhappiness in the family. Masalah dalam keluarga pun boleh menyebabkan kanak-kanak mengalami masalah kesihatan mental. Juga kalau budak-budak itu dibuli, ada peer pressure. Dan, okay, genetic disposition ini adalah masalah genetik. Ada tak cikgu-cikgu pernah dengar macam ni. Haya, dia itu macam dia punya apa ni? Tok dia lah, dia punya grandfather. He's exactly like his grandfather. That's what the grandfather used to do. You've heard of that, right? Yes. Then I'm going to tell you this: breast cancer is hereditary and genetic. So, all right, if you have your grandmother has breast cancer, likelihood of your mother having cancer is higher than you. Okay, that has been shown in research. So in the same way, there can be genetic disposition for autism or depression. Okay. This is for Malaysia statistics. 1 in 5 are depressed. Okay, amongst our children, 1 in 5 depressed. Who are those who are more depressed? 18.9% are male, 17.7 female. Okay, kanak-kanak dan remaja 1 dalam 5 mengalami kemurungan atau depresi dan lebih kanak-kanak lelaki ya. 2 dalam 5 anxiety, anxious. Okay, yang ini lebih okay girls budak-budak perempuan 42%. Stres 1 dalam 10 lebih okay kanak-kanak perempuan. Yang ini adalah tentang teenagers, remaja, tapi I akan bagi sedikit maklumat. 1 dalam 8 remaja ada fikir tentang membunuh diri. 1 dalam 10 cuba membunuh diri. Okay? Dan 18.5 yang ada berfikir tentang membunuh diri adalah girls, perempuan. Okay? Cikgu ada dengar tentang, I think 2-3 minggu dulu di sekolah Cina di KL. Soal murid 13 tahun, perempuan, okay, membunuh diri. Okay. In Malaysia, okay, 12 ini adalah statistiknya. Suicidal thought 77.9, suicidal attempt 6.8. Tetapi kita 2017 naik, statistik naik, 2022 pun naik. Okay. 1 in 4 felt depressed. Twice as many girls as boys felt depressed. 1 dalam 4 ada mengalami depresi. 2 kali lebih ganda perempuan felt depresi atau mengalami depresi daripada lelaki. Okay. Violence among teenagers, all right, just to show you that it happens. Physically attack, physical abuse at home. They have nice rotan here. And then verbally abuse at home. All this affect the children. How are children bullied? How are teenagers bullied? We found that more boys than girls are bullied. Bullying happens amongst what? Form 1. Okay, and bullying is higher against remaja yang lebih muda. That means 13-14 tahun. Yeah. Kita sekarang ada problem lain, iaitu adalah cyberbullying. Okay. Why prevention is important? Mengapakah kita mesti, alright, memberhentikan masalah ni? Nombor 1, 50% mental health problems are established by the age of 14 and 75% by the age of 24. problem kesihatan mental 50% tu akan sudah ada ya bila budak itu sampai 14 tahun, dan 75% mental health problem bila mereka ni 24 tahun. Okay. Adverse childhood experiences have found to have a lifelong impact on mental health. Trauma. Okay. Trauma bukan saja dalam bila budak itu kecil, dia mengalami trauma bila dia kecil, tapi dia punya efek adalah untuk seumur hidup. Kanak-kanak B40 keluarganya miskin lebih mengalami isu kesihatan mental. Sangat penting untuk mengajar kanak-kanak tentang kesihatan mental. 20% remaja mengalami isu kesihatan mental dalam 1 tahun. 10% budak-budak budak dan remaja 5 hingga 11 tahun ada, kalau dia pergi jumpa psikiatris itu akan diagnose dia sebagai pesakit psikiatri. And ini terjadi kerana dan mereka ni tak dapat pertolongan dan rawatan. So 50% of, just 1 minute, I need to move. 50% of mental health problems are established by the age of 14 in teenagers, and by the age of 24, 75%. Adverse childhood experiences have lifelong impact on mental health. Children born into poor families, higher, risk of mental health. Most important, is education. Teach children about mental health. 20% teenagers may experience a mental health problem in any given year. 10% of children and young people 5 to 16 years old have a mental health problem. But 70% of this 10% don't get proper medical or psychiatric care. So if we want to do work in mental health to prevent mental health, we start with the children. This is from England. I just wanted to show you. This is from National Health Service England. Shows that through the years, there's been an increase in children experiencing mental health problems. In 27, in every classroom will have mental health problem. In 2022, became 4, and now is 2023 last year, 5. Looking at this, so now in 2024, they will have 6 children with mental health issues. And I'm sad to say that in Malaysia, it's more or less the same. Tiap-tiap tahun ya, statistik naik. Ini di UK, tapi Malaysia pun macam ni. Wait. How do we promote a whole school approach to emotional health and well-being? This is from UK. Atau 8 prinsip mempromosikan pendekatan seluruh sekolah untuk kesihatan emosi dan kesejahteraan. Nombor 1, kurikulum, pengajaran dan pembelajaran. We have a curriculum and we teach the children and the teenagers resilience. And then we teach them social emotional learning. Number 2, we enable children voice to influence decision. Kita mengajar murid-murid macam mana boleh bercakap tentang isu dia. Staff development, Okay, ini adalah guru. Okay, guru-guru pun okay, mesti mengajar, membelajar. Okay, bagaimana nak menjagakan emosi diri mereka dan juga kanak-kanak. Identifying the need and monitoring impact of interventions. Look at the children. We already know that there will be several in your class who need intervention. Okay, identify, then put the intervention in place and then see whether it is working. Okay. Di dalam kelas, bila you sudah tahu ada budak yang mana ada isu mental, okay, cikgu boleh menolong kanak-kanak itu menggunakan teknik intervensi. Dan juga monitor, tengok dia ni ada lebih lebih apa ni, baik tak. Working with parents and carers, cikgu mesti berhubung dengan ibu bapa atau penjaga, ya. Alright. Kerana budak-budak ni, mereka ini bila kanak itu kecil, mereka hanya ada pergi dua tempat saja. Satu adalah di rumah, satu adalah sekolah. So guru dan ibu bapa mesti bekerjasama. Nombor yang lain adalah targeted support and appropriate referral. If the child is slow in speaking, 4 years old, not talking very much, then we need to talk to the parents and then refer to a pediatrician or a child psychiatrist who will send the child to a speech therapist. If you've got a child for some reason can't even hold a pencil properly no matter what you do, or says that, oh, very painful, no, they write for 5 minutes, very painful, this child, all right, will need has issues with his fine motor. And you know why? Most likely the muscles are very weak. Why? Because the children nowadays are only using their fingers to what? To play digital games. So they don't actually exercise the fingers. So this child will need occupational therapy. Kalau kita ni ada budak, dia ni dia kata dia tak boleh pegang pensel dengan elok, dan juga dia kata, ayo selepas tulis 5 minit sakit. Budak ini ada problem fine motor skill. Dia punya otot dah lemah. Oleh itu dia tak boleh pegang pensel dengan baik, dan dia pun tak boleh tulis dengan elok. So budak ini, alright, will need occupational therapy. Terapi cara kerja. Okay? Bukan cikgu boleh buat exercise, hand exercise dengan budak ini, tapi lebih baik ibu bapa hantar juga ke occupational therapist, okay? Juru kerja occupational therapist. Okay, I can't remember the name at the moment.
Datin, 3 more
Di
minutes.
dalam juru pulih cara kerja. I'm very happy. Okay, an ethos and environment that promotes positive relationships, diversity, well-being. Seluruh sekolah tu, okay, seluruh sekolah tu objektifnya mesti adalah, okay, kesihatan mental. Itu adalah objektifnya, fokus. So, dan ini adalah 8 prinsip, ya, untuk sekolah yang dapat prinsip mempromosikan pendekatan seluruh sekolah untuk kesihatan emosi dan kesihatan mental. Yang atas sekali, ya, curriculum teaching and learning. This actually, for the past 15 years or so, has actually been done overseas and is slowly coming to Malaysia. Social and emotional learning, SEL. Curriculum social dan emotional learning sekarang ada nak. Baru saja datang ke Malaysia. Okay. Tapi di negara barat dah 15 tahun lebih mereka mengajar murid-murid tentang social and emotional learning. Let's have a look at what are the mental health needs of children. Apakah keperluan kesihatan mental kanak-kanak? Firstly, mereka memerlukan kasih sayang yang tidak berbelah daripada ibu bapa. So it has to be unconditional love. Not oh, you get 100 marks, then you good child, I love you. You only got 97, cannot. I have parents who whack their children when they get 97 and 98 marks. You know why? Why not 100? Okay. One thing that is a big issue nowadays is that the teachers plus the and the parents expect children to be perfect, 100% or A plus. Okay, and this is extremely stressful for the children. Why are we insisting that the children must get, 98, 99, 100 marks? Why are they not allowed to make mistakes? It wasn't like that when I was in school. And when I was in school also, there was I never went for tuition except in Form 5, and that was for Bahasa. Sorry, for maths. And that was it. Nowadays, even children, okay, kindergarten children are going for tuition. I have no idea why. I honestly got no idea why. And then one other thing that I'm very annoyed about, I want to pray and see what I can do about it, is one of the issues where children don't have enough sleep, etc., is because they're going for tuition, and then they're doing homework until 12 midnight, and these are young children in kindergarten, primary school. It is not right. What we need to do is to get the teachers in the schools to put all the effort and to also be trained how to teach children so they learn it right in school. They do not need to go for tuition. Without the tuition, the children will have a lot more, okay, free time to be children and to develop, okay, physically and mentally. Menyediakan peluang untuk mereka bermain dengan kanak-kanak lain dan rakan sebaya. Sekarang kanak-kanak tak main dengan kanak-kanak lain dan rakan sebaya kerana mereka semua di dalam rumah. Okay, COVID sudah tak ada, MCO sudah tak ada, tapi kita masih MCO-kan kanak-kanak kita di dalam rumah. Mereka tak main. So, bila mereka tu di dalam rumah, okay, nothing to do, dia buat apa? Main komputer lah. Now, nowadays, there are no parents don't actually take children out for activities, physical activities. One of the reasons is that they are worried because nowadays, I mean, for the past month or so, we've had a few kidnappings. So the parents are worried. I don't blame them for that. Okay. But what happens is that in the house, there is no replacement. No healthier replacement. Set the children on a screen. That does not help. Berpeluang membina keyakinan diri dan harga diri. Children need opportunities, okay, to learn to be to have activities that will help them develop confidence and self-worth. At the moment, all we have is studies, okay, all the A's. So the other students who are not so good at their studies, or the students who actually have special needs but not being helped, okay, for their special needs, they're getting very poor results. So there is actually no opportunity to build self-confidence and self-worth. All they hear is stupid. Why are your marks so terrible? Berpeluang membina keyakinan diri dan okay. Persekitaran yang selamat, tenteram dan terjamin. especially people who live in the B40 flats. Okay, their sekitaran is not safe, not secure, and not peaceful. Shouting and yelling because husband beating wife, beating children. Okay, things they throw down from the top instead of dustbin, pang, things fall down, like chairs and come flying down. And I remember there was this boy, I think 2 years ago, who died because something fell on his head. Yeah. So you come and tell me in this kind of situation, how are you, all right, number one, going to study? And number two, what kind of activity will you have? So what happens is that these children, especially if it's a one-room flat, these children will run out of the house. Okay? Memperoleh sokongan, bimbingan, disiplin dan galakan daripada ibu bapa, guru dan penjaga. Ibu bapa, guru dan penjaga mesti bekerjasama ya untuk membagi sokongan dan bimbingan dan disiplin dan galakan. So you just don't discipline dan marah saja. You need to give bimbingan, sokongan, and galakan. Tapi ramai guru disiplin dan marah saja. Ada galakan. Mengapa dapat? Markah ni dapat 3. Okay? Soalan yang you boleh jawab saja. Tak belajar kah? Bodoh kah? Come and tell me where's all the galakan and the bimbingan and sokongan. Right. So where children are concerned, okay, you need to, first of all, remember, you don't need to focus on perfection. You do need to focus on, okay, motivation. I'm going to tell you this story, which my husband loves. All right. Dr. Milton Erickson was a child psychiatrist. He was practicing around the late 1950s, early 1960s. All right. Every day he'll go and fetch his son from school, and his son's friend John will jump in the car. Okay, and Dr. Erickson will send him home. Ada seorang pakar psikiatri kanak-kanak di Amerika. Dia tu, I think, bekerja sebagai psikiatris lebih kurang 1950-an dan 1960-an. Tiap-tiap hari dia pergi sekolah anak dia ya, selepas sekolah, dan dia juga bawa kawan dia John dalam kereta yang sama, hantar dia balik rumah. Pada satu hari, John tu nampaknya murung sangat. Dia masuk kereta, dia duduk saja. Okay? Apa masalahnya, John? Dan anak dia kata, John was scolded by the teacher. He asked John to come to the front of the class, then open his book and told the whole class this is the worst handwriting he's ever seen in his entire life. Tadi cikgu marah John. Dia suruh John datang depan kelas, dan selepas tu cikgu tu ambil dan buka buku latihan dia dan kata lukisan John paling hodoh sekali. Okay? Seumur hidupnya tak pernah nampak penulisan yang sehodoh John. Dan Dr. Erickson kata, oh, John, bagi saya buku. Dia tak mau bagilah. Dia takut kita marah lagi. Give me your book, John. I want to have a look. The handwriting was really horrible. Memang penulisan teruk sangat. So dia tengok. John, tengok. This is the perfect T. You wrote it so well. See? The top and the bottom touch the blue line, etc. Oh, John, tengok. Okay? Huruf T ni adalah, okay, excellent. You tu excellent. So, John ambil lah. Oh, ya. T tu cantik ya. Selepas tu tiap-tiap hari, okay, Dr. Erickson akan ambil buku John. Oh, this is a perfect W, this is a perfect A. Pada akhir tahun, John dianugerahkan Best Handwriting Award. Okay, penulisan terbaik. Tapi Dr. Erickson tak marah. Dr. Erickson hanya pergi cari apa? Okay, huruf yang ditulis dengan elok. So Dr. Erickson berbagi sokongan, bimbingan dan galakan. Kesan kesihatan mental tidak baik. Nombor satu, pelajaran merosot. The studies are affected, alright? Be very careful when your child's studies are affected. There is something happening. All right. I have had situations whereby after a while, find out from the child, the parents are arguing and they have decided to divorce. Okay? And that affects the children very badly. Another reason why the pelajaran merosot is that maybe the grandmother is now staying with them and she's very ill. Okay? So the mother doesn't have time for the children. Okay. Number 3, okay, and this happened in Cambodia. 1 year 2 boy was actually doing his work very nicely. Then suddenly, stopped doing homework, okay, and then the uniform also quite messy and all that. Okay, luckily the class teacher noticed, and the class teacher didn't scold the class. Okay, what the class teacher talked to the child, and the child said, "Oh, my grandmother is very sick now." Oh, then after that, all right, the class teacher and another teacher went and visited this boy's family. You know what they found out? Grandmother and father were working. Grandmother was looking after the children. Grandmother became very sick. Then mother had to stop work to look after grandma and the children. And because of that, okay, one is clothes no time to wash properly. All right, so that's why his uniform was what? Messy and dirty. And then number 2, because she had stopped working, there wasn't enough money. So this little year 2 boy did not tell his parents that he needed to buy pencil and color pencil because he knows that they don't have money. So without pencil and color pencil, he cannot do his homework. When the teachers found out, okay, what do you think happened? Well, obviously the teachers, all right, told the other, went to the classroom, spoke to the other teachers. So they bought him stationery, okay, and they also, all right, made sure they bought him an extra shirt and things like that. The reason why is because the mother doesn't have time to wash every day, okay? So they bought him an extra school shirt or 2. So that was the reason why the pelajaran merosot. So be careful. I'll explain. Ada kes di Cambodia kerana saya dan suami saya ada pergi ke Cambodia untuk membuat teacher training. So budak ni darjah 2, dia okey tau dengan pembelajarannya, tetapi sudah tukar. Sekarang baju dia kotor dan nombor 2 dia tak buat homework. So cikgu tu tanya dan budak kata, oh di rumah mak saya sudah apa ni, tok saya sakit. Oh, so then what happened was that the guru tu pergi melawat di rumah. Itu apa ni, tok tu tak boleh bergerak lagi. Okay, then mak terpaksa berhenti kerja untuk untuk menolong, menjaga tok. Oleh itu, mereka sekarang dah kurang pendapatan. So budak ini, dia ni 8 years old 8 tahun saja, dia tahu mereka tak cukup wang sekarang, mak tak kerja, dia tak beritahu ibu bapa bahawa dia okay, dah tak ada lagi pensel dan pensel warna. Oleh itu dia tak boleh buat kerja rumah. Terus lepas ni cikgu belilah. Cikgu pun beli uniform kerana mak dia tak ada masa untuk tiap-tiap hari basuh. So, beli sepasang lagi. Kalau budak itu sangat bimbang, susah hati, kecewa dan sedih, itu pun ada problem. Ada kes di mana murid darjah 4, dia alright, murid darjah 4. Dia ni selalu sangat happy semua tu, dan tukar. Dia tak mau cakap dengan kawan-kawan atau cikgu, pelajaran merosot semua tu. Okay. So there was another case whereby this girl, a very smart girl actually, year 4, suddenly changed, was very sad, didn't want to talk to people, there were issues with finishing the work and all that. Okay. So her class teacher tried to talk to her, didn't want to say anything, didn't want to say. I think it was another month or almost 2 months later that the girl finally told the class teacher. The grandfather had been abusing her. Okay. Touching her and all that sexually. That's why there was a change. So if the teacher hadn't continued, trying to get her to tell actually what happened, I don't know how long she would have been abused. A child stops attending school. Truancy. There may be an issue. Kalau budak ponting sekolah pun ada issue. Ada budak yang ponting sekolah kerana mereka ni tak tahu, okay, macam mana nak membuat homework, okay, atau selalu dimarah cikgu, why so stupid? You are in standard 5. This, okay, you can't do standard 5 work. You want me to give you standard 1 work, is it? So there are children, okay, who don't go to school because they are scared of the teacher or they feel very malu, embarrassed. Why they can't do from standard 5 maths? And I can tell you one thing, because of the COVID and the fact that our children were away from school, we do have children, okay, who found it very difficult to understand maths online. And they are now behind in their studies. And maths is a kueh lapis. So if you studied year 1 and year 2, then start year 3 you didn't study, or you didn't study because either your family doesn't have a device or you couldn't really catch. Then after that, we push you, okay, to year 4, year 5. Big problem. You don't have the layer of maths knowledge to continue. So now we are having a lot of children in primary school, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, who cannot read or write properly. Then they all said, oh, ini semua pendidikan khas. Actually, they are not pendidikan khas. They did not, okay, they did not, or they did not have the opportunity to learn properly. So now when they go up higher level, they cannot follow. All right. So these children, all right, you need to take them out, assess where their level is. Oh, you are now in standard 4 maths, but then I noticed that I checked year 2 maths, you're a bit shaky. So you need to go back down to and start teaching year 2 maths. And you don't have to take 1 academic year to do the year 2 maths. In 2-3 months, you should be able to finish it and then go on to year 3 maths. And then once you have covered year 2, year 3 maths, the child should be able to progress in year 4. All right. Another reason for ponteng sekolah, you have children of ponteng sekolah because they're being bullied. Tak pergi sekolah, di ponteng kerana, okay, dibully di sekolah. Budak itu tak mau mengambil bahagian dalam aktiviti sekolah. Sebelum tu, no problem. Okay. Need to check. Mengapa? Not participating in school events and activities anymore. Check. Talk. Okay. Don't scold. Why? Okay. Something is not right. So try and speak. And then, okay, Usually, they may not want to tell you the first time you ask. Remember, the year 4 girl was abused by the grandfather. It took the teacher almost like 2 months, to talk to her. Okay. Kalau kanak-kanak itu ataupun remaja yang muda menjadi agresif dan melawan orang tua. Okay. The child becomes very aggressive and starts to what? First, verbally argue. Later on, if you're not careful, it could be what? Physical. Then young children who are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, not wearing diapers anymore, suddenly they start wetting the bed at night. Primary school kids. Usually something is not right. Kalau ada budak-budak, mereka ni sudah 5, 6 tahun, 7, 8, 9 tahun, sekolah rendah, okay? Dia sudah tak guna pampers, tapi sekarang waktu malam, dia kencing malam. Okay? Mungkin ada isu. Dan juga budak tu kalau ada mengalami mimpi ngeri dan yang menakutkan. If a child is always troubled by scary dreams, nightmares, something else you need to look at. Very important. We had a case. The boy, year 1, okay, sometime during the second week of school, that means second week of January, this is before COVID, okay? The mother was called by school, had to go to collect him, was crying and screaming and all that. And then after a few days, they want to go to school, then they persuaded him to go back to school. But then, every night, all right, he will wake up screaming and crying, screaming and crying. At first, ibu bapa okay lah. Then after Chinese New Year, still like that, they're getting irritated. Okay, they're getting irritated. Thank goodness they didn't go whack the child. They brought the child to see Dr. Lai. And then this is important. This child cannot talk. This child has some autism. You ask the child talk, it doesn't talk much. A little bit of Mandarin, but won't talk much. So how to interview the child? So I got the child to draw. Okay, what happened that day when the mother had to pick him up from school when he was crying so terribly? The child drew a picture, okay, of himself being scolded by the teacher because he couldn't get some textbook out. And because this child is an autistic child, he cannot look through his bag like this. He took out his bag, put all the books on the floor. So cikgu marah. So he cried. Okay. Then the next picture was the boy is here, the teacher is over here, and then the teacher's hand macam ni. Like there's something here, no, like a biscuit, no, square, putting a, okay. So then I spoke to my husband and I explained. My husband asked him in Mandarin what happened, what was that? The teacher was so upset with his screaming that he took out a handkerchief and shoved it into the boy's mouth. That was why he was having nightmare every night, because he kept on dreaming, remembering how he felt like he couldn't breathe. He was choking. Okay. So we asked the parents to report. They didn't want, they moved him to another school. How they reported. Ada seorang budak darjah 1, dia ni ada autisme, tak boleh bercakap, sikit boleh lah. Okay. So dia ni malam-malam pun ada mimpi negeri. Oleh itu ibu bapa selepas lebih kurang 1 bulan dah dia tak tahan lagi, dia bawa jumpa pakar psikiatri, suami saya. Oleh kerana dia tak fasih bercakap, saya suruh dia buat drawing lah, melukis apa yang terjadi. So dia ni kerana dia ada autism, dia tidak tahu macam mana ambil buku macam ni, cari macam ni dalam beg dia. Dia pergi tengok, dia keluarkan semua buku dia, letak atas lantai semua dah untuk cari buku teks yang dikehendaki. Cikgu tu marah. Then, okay, ada satu gambar Yang ni budak tu, yang ni cikgu. Then nampaknya macam ni, cikgu tu macam bagi dia biskut. Okay, macam cikgu membagi biskut lah ke kanak-kanak tu. So uh, suami saya tanyalah mengapa ni. Cikgu tu dah geram dengan budak ni. Okay, dia pergi ambil because cikgu tu marah dia, so dia nangis dengan kuat sekali. Cikgu tu geram, cikgu tu ambil sapu tangan, masukkan dalam mulut dia. So yang itu adalah mengapa budak itu tiap-tiap malam mengalami mimpi yang menakutkan. Tiap-tiap malam dia rasa macam dia tak boleh bernafas. So that will be part of trauma. Ini adalah trauma. Okay, akibat menggabaikan kesihatan mental, you will have what? If you are, okay, don't look after, you neglect your mental health, problem is that you're going to have what? Low, okay, self-worth, you're going to experience more stress. So, seorang itu mungkin mengalami perasaan rendah diri dan tekanan, ya. Dan pertingkatan dan keruntuhan rumah tangga atau keluarga. People who don't have good mental health are usually people who are upset and angry, and that is not good for building relationships. Seseorang tu yang tidak ada kesihatan mental yang baik, selalunya ada problem dalam rumah, selalu alright bertelingkah dengan ibu bapa, dengan keluarga, ataupun di tempat kerja pun ada problemnya. Ya. Kecenderungan melakukan kegiatan tidak bermoral. For some, your mental health is not very good. The other problem is the behavior and the activities. You go towards very, alright, immoral behavior. Things like minum arak, bosia, penyalahgunaan najis dadah, sumbang muhrim, dan perzinaan. So if a number of these people will end up in in alcoholism, okay. The other one would be drug abuse, okay, and adultery, all right. And also in the homes, there is a lot of disrespect between the younger and the older. Apakah langkah-langkah ke arah kesihatan mental yang baik? Okay, what are the steps towards developing good mental health? One, okay, know yourself and accept this is me. Menerima kenyataan diri secara realistik. Ada orang, okay, dia selalu kata dia level 10. Akan tetapi dia tu actually level 5. Yang lain, alright, adalah dia tu memangnya level 8. Tapi, okay, dia tak realistik. Dia kata dia ni hanya level 2. So, very high, alright, overconfidence and also low confidence equally there will be problems. You need to know who you are, alright, and what your level is. Mengendali masa dengan baik, time management. Yep. Merancang perubahan dalam kehidupan secara bijak. Okay. Kalau ada sangat stres, dan macam mana? Saya mesti menukar kehidupan saya. Tapi, like I said just now, secara bijak dan secara what? Kecil, small step at a time, langkah yang, okay? So, you need to plan, okay, changes in your life wisely and make changes slowly, all right? Not suddenly change everything. Memupuk kehidupan harmoni dan kasih sayang dengan ahli keluarga dan orang lain. Improve your relationship, okay, at home, so that you actually have a peaceful home, a home that's harmonious, a home where people show love and affection to each other. And then, number 5, menjaga kesihatan fizikal. Cukup makan, cukup minum, cukup tidur. Sangat penting. Okay. menyediakan masa untuk aktiviti fizikal dan riadah, plan time for physical activities and then hobbies. Tak payah tiap-tiap hari pun mesti ada aktiviti fizikal atau hobi. 2 minggu sekali aktiviti fizikal. Hobi kalau boleh tiap-tiap minggu. Kalau tidak, 2 minggu. Atau tidak, every time ada, okay, public holiday, cuti right? You work on your hobby. So it doesn't mean that you have to put in physical activities and hobbies every day. Not possible. It's not possible. Activities, say twice a week, and then your hobbies once a week, once every 2 weeks, or during public holidays. Especially if it's something that you can involve your family. Memastikan rehat dan tidur yang cukup. Enough rest and sleep. Mengendalikan tekanan mental secara berkesan. Okay? There are stress and all that. Okay? Take effective steps to manage the stress. One simple thing is this. Okay? Just say that a woman who is working, all right, is expected to cook every day. Dinner, cook every day. Okay? It's going to be difficult, right? And the reason why she's cooking every day is because her mother used to cook every day. Then her mother-in-law also used to cook every day. So she must also follow, you see, it's family tradition, expectation. Okay? I was very smart. I told my husband before we got married, darling, don't expect me to cook every day. Number one, I cannot cook. And number two, even if I can cook, okay, I am working every day. My mother, my grandmother and your mother were what? Okay, homemakers. That's why they got time to cook every day. So what we do is just say, I cook 2 or 3 times a day. The other days of the week, we buy. We eat out. Okay? So see how you can balance. Right? Mengamalkan asas-asas kerohanian yang baik. Religion and religious practices help. Research shows that people who pray every day, and this was done in American research, longer life, okay, less stress. All right. 10. Berkongsi masalah dengan orang lain dan mendapat pertolongan profesional sekiranya perlu. Yeah. Who is a trustworthy person you can talk to and who is knowledgeable, who can give you some information that will help you. Or all right, tell you where to get help. Berkawanlah, okay, dengan orang yang boleh yang membagi informasi dan juga dia ni boleh memberitahu bagaimana atau di mana atau siapa yang boleh membagi pertolongan yang diperlukan.
Datin, we are at 4:01 now. Oh,
okay. Right.
But right now we have one question so far.
Okay, what's that?
The one question is asking, how can we effectively identify if our students are having mental health issues or
Okay, I will do
mentally
that later.
distressed? Because they hope to be able to catch it before it's too late.
The answer is here, the kesan. Kesan jika kesihatan mental tidak baik.
These are the early signs lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. How are you going to create a positive classroom environment? Because you want to have a mentally healthy classroom, right? First of all, in the classroom, you teach them the big W-E, we. We respect each other. We will try our best. We are a team. Okay, this is nice. We celebrate each other's success. That means if you get A and I get B, I will clap for the A. Yay. You all notice when there are sports like football and all that, before they start the match, they must go and shake each other's hand. And then after that, all right, team B1, okay, team A is also supposed to shake hands and congratulate. Yeah, good sportsmanship. We celebrate each other's success. Then, all right, we create. And mistakes are okay. You know why? You learn from your mistake. It's just like you want to cook a new dish, a new recipe. First time, it doesn't even look like the color in the photograph in the recipe book, right? Then after 2, 3 times, it gets better. Okay, so I remember telling my husband, I remember I was trying to learn to cook something or other. My husband is a very polite man, so he ate lah, but there was no sound. I already knew it doesn't taste so good. Then I said, thank you so much for eating. I am learning how to cook that special dish. Don't compare me to I can't remember it's my mother or my mother-in-law because they have been cooking this dish for the past 40 years. I am just starting. Okay, so when people make mistakes, especially children, they got problems in writing, you know, and all, they are trying. Okay, they are trying. It's actually what? It's their learning steps. Just like babies walking. When they try to walk, they fall down so many times, right? What's going to happen if the baby says, I fall down already now, I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to try, I don't want to try. Habis lah, then the baby won't be able to walk for life. Di dalam kelas, okay, kita mesti sepatutnya beritahu kanak-kanak bahawa mistakes apa-apa yang buat yang silap tu, tak apa. Okay, kita ni akan boleh belajar daripada kesilapan yang kita buat. Kalau baby bila dia belajar berjalan, okay, kalau baby tu jatuh dia kata, oh saya tak mau berjalan lagi, I don't want to try anymore. Baby tu seumur hidup tak boleh berjalan lah. I have noticed something very interesting. Yay, very good. You're standing up. Oh, baby so clever. Can walk 1, 2 steps. Oh, if you fall down. Never mind, try again. Yay, very good. Baby learning to walk. Now, 5-year-old or 6-year-old in kindergarten. How come you don't know how to do? You try again, you rub. I already taught you, isn't it? Why are you so stupid? Why are you so slow you compared to Have you noticed it changes on Why? How come we are so positive to younger children, babies, and then when they start in kindergarten, they move on to primary school, secondary school, tukar. We are super negative. Think about that. Okay? Yang ni ya. Tengok apa ni? Gambar-gambar ni. Do you think this will lead to positive mental health or negative mental health? Gambar ni, okay, ini adalah apa ni? Kesihatan mental yang positif atau kesihatan mental yang negatif?
Negative.
Yeah. Okay, sekarang I'm going to do this. Positive language, yeah. In my environment, di sekolah atau di rumah, okay, saya rumah atau sekolah mesti safe, nurture and respected. Okay. Why? How to create a positive classroom environment? Mengapa? Di mana? Okay. Sorry. Why is kita nak we want to create a positive classroom environment because this is where learning takes place. Okay, and children learn better when they're happy. Okay. Bilik darjah itu mesti adalah mengalami environment yang positif kerana dia akan di tempat itulah di mana budak-budak belajar. A positive classroom environment makes learning meaningful. Okay, pembelajaran itu bermakna. It caters for a wide variety of learners in the class. Kita ni ada budak-budak grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D kan. Okay. You are forever scolding the C and D. It's a very negative classroom environment. All right. Many students will not be able to learn properly. Dalam bilik darjah kita ada pelajar grade A, B, C, D. Kalau kita ni selalu marah, budak-budak grade C dan D, okay, masalah ialah semua budak pun tak ada tak nak belajar lah, not motivated to learn, right? Kalau classroom atmosphere tu positif, okay, budak belajar, okay, lebih, okay, dia akan belajar dengan lebih gembira dan juga lebih mendalam. It optimizes learning experiences, it builds a cohesive classroom community and creates a pleasant work environment. Mengoptimumkan pengalaman pembelajaran dan juga membina komuniti bilik darjah yang bersatu padu. Ya, ini okay. Persekitaran pembelajaran positif. Alright. How do you build a creative classroom environment? Macam mana? Okay. By building positive relationships, membina hubungan yang positif, encourage students to collaborate, to menggalakkan belajar bekerjasama, to create rules for positive behavior, buat aturan untuk tingkah laku positif. Yang ni penting. Kita ni di Malaysia, kita selalu buat suka marah. Okay? Don't run. Jangan lari. In England, please walk. Walk, please. So, yang penting adalah bila you nak when you want to make rules, okay, the rules must tell the children what to do. Don't walk is what is that? Don't walk. Okay, I stop. Then what do I do now? I don't walk, and then the teacher walk away. Really, how? I don't know what to do. You didn't tell me what to do. So I run again. Okay, so you say, right? Please walk. So I stop. Oh, okay. The teacher wants you to walk. I walk. You must tell the children what to do. Okay? Why are you talking? Compared to, please listen. Or, please pay attention. Ngapa bercakap? It doesn't tell the child what to do, sir. Tolong, dengar. Right? So you tell the child what to do. Then, create positive reinforcements. Okay? Gunakan pengukuhan positif. I don't have time to do it now. Create a comfortable, virtual environment. This one, I actually removed it. So leave it. Then, kepentingan pembelajaran emosi sosial. Okay? Importance of social emotional learning. Very important. This is actually something like I said earlier. It is a subject for kindergarten all the way to high school or overseas. All right. Next year, I will look into running not just a social emotional learning workshop, but I also I will also look into creating the materials that teachers can use in the classroom. Right. Give instant and motivation first. Dahulukan motivasi dan juga memberi maklum balas segera dan peribadi. Provide motivation, give instant and personalized feedback, and then find time for fun in the classroom. Okay, find time for fun. Just a 10-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute game or something, or a joke. Okay, this is to tell you these are the positive learning behaviors that you need if you want to have a positive classroom atmosphere. Then these are the 4 positive learning behaviors that the children need to learn from you. Okay. Ini adalah 4 jenis kelakuan, okay, yang akan menolong budak-budak belajar. Ya. Resilience is daya tahanan. If the child makes a mistake, it's okay, I'll try again. Or is it the child make mistake, I keep crying. Okay. Emotional well-being, kesejahteraan emosi. This is also where you teach social and emotional learning. Cognition meta. Meta cognition is you think about thinking. So when we are teaching social and emotional learning, we actually ask, okay, this boy, okay, grabbed the book from his friend. Why do you think he did that? Okay, okay, why do you think he did that? He wanted to see the book. Okay, he wanted to see the book, but the way he did it, snatch. Okay, he was behaving in a rude way. Okay, right? So his thinking was rude. So because he had a his thinking was rude, I'll just take the boy's book. All right. Then if you want to change that, then what do you do? Okay, when you want to change that, what do you do? Then we go back to emotional well-being or sejahtera emosi and we teach. And then last but not least, children need growth mindset or minda pertumbuhan. Always looking at the positive and always looking to learn. All right, growth mindset. Right. This is important for your classroom. If you want it to be mentally healthy, you must also look at your attitude and your action. Make sure the classroom has a safe learning environment. Safe is not just physical. The safe is also mental and psychological. No shouting and yelling. Okay. Then proactive classroom management is you think ahead what you want to see and you make sure you teach the children, you tell the children. So if you want to do art and craft and you don't want everything all over the place, in the beginning, what do? You already put your art and craft materials into little plastic boxes, and then a small group of 4 or 5 children will work together with this set of materials. Then you got another set of boxes for another set of children. Okay, then what do you tell them? Before you end the class, 10 minute before the art class ends, children, in 5 minutes, I want you to put away all the art and craft materials in the box. You tell them already. Okay, you already tell them so that at the end of class, you won't be rushing around trying to put everything. Graduated consequences means, okay, if the child makes a mistake or something, you slowly slowly teach the child. Step 1, step 2. Okay, this is the last bit. Okay, 12 strategies for building good relationship with learners. Number 1, embrace their embrace their individuality, yaitu menghayati kepribadian mereka. Look for positive every day. Cari yang positif setiap hari. Ketiga, make sure your eyes, when you see them, you're happy to see them. Your eyes light up. Oh, ingat perkara pastikan mata anda bersinar apabila anda melihatnya. Remember the little things in life will be ingat perkara kecil tentang kehidupan mereka. Beri tanggungjawab yang khusus. Give the children special responsibilities. Right? Sambut mereka dengan nama dia setiap hari. Greet them by name every morning. Invite children to eat with you or jemput pelajar untuk makan bersama. Don't take tough days personally. Sometimes things don't go well that day. Okay? Tapi tak apa. Okay? Jangan ambil dalam hati. Okay? Sometimes bergurau lah dengan mereka. Okay? Have some fun, be silly with them. Pergi ke sukan atau aktiviti, go for sports and activities, apologize when you make a mistake or mess up, minta maaflah apabila anda melakukan kesalahan dan beritahu semua anak murid anda, okay, dan anda mengambil berat tentang mereka. Tell your children that you care for them. Thank you
so much, Datin INDRANEE. Such a wonderful, yet so much of information packed together. I hope everyone you have some takeaway. And at the same time, don't worry about the slides because as usual, we will email you the slides as well from DATIN INDRANEE. And so for me personally, take away from today, as we get to know a little bit more about the statistics that DATIN has presented to us, it is very important for us to address the mental issues, the mental health of our students. And one of the point that DATIN INDRANEE mentioned just now was it has to start with us as teachers. Our attitude will reflect on the entire climate of our classroom as well. So thank you so much for sharing all these golden nuggets with us, DATIN. So thank you so much for coming in, everyone. We are so glad to have you with us this evening and to learn together with DATIN INDRANEE. May God bless you, and we'll see you in the next webinar. Bye-bye.
I joined the Teacher Training College in Ipoh in 1994 after 9 years teaching in secondary schools. It was while I was in Ipoh that Indy, who was the Gen Sec of TCF, asked me to organize a camp for teacher trainees. I attended quite a few varsity Christian fellowship camps as an undergraduate in the University of Malaya, and at these camps, I grew spiritually and caught the vision of teaching as a calling. Every Christian teacher needs to know this, to embrace their vocation as a calling.
Ada dua perkara yang membuatkan saya enjoy mengenai FPGK. Yang pertama ialah perkongsian daripada TCF itu sendiri, dan juga yang kedua ialah mengenai cara kita belajar Bible.
About 10 years ago, I had the privilege to join an IPG camp at MCKL. I could still remember a hymn taught by Mr. Michael, "Open my eyes that I may see, glimpses of truth thou hast for me." Praise be unto God, the Lord used that camp to open my eyes, and my life has never been the same. I am forever grateful for TCF ministry.
I've experienced an unconditional love of God through all the camps that I've attended. The most important realization that I bring with me until today is this: I am called and chosen to be a teacher. This mission is given by the Lord Himself for me to be an ambassador of Christ to the teachers in the school, and especially to the children in my classroom.
Today, I see many of our ex-trainees having embraced their calling as Christian teachers and view the school as God's harvest field. I have been encouraged by their boldness, ingenuity, perseverance, and their dependence on God to sow seeds of love and life among the students. Helping to organize TCF teacher trainee camps has been my privilege and joy.
I was one of those who was blessed to go for the TCF conference in Danadi. The highlights that I can remember is actually getting to know my fellow Malaysians whom I went with, spending time with them. What I take with me from that trip is, yes, it is important that we teach, but it is also important how we make our students feel, and that is what that will last. I'm really thankful to TCF for this opportunity, and I'm eternally grateful.
Silent Retreat 这个营会让我学会了停下脚步。身为教师的我们以说话为主，个人的心理素质是非常重要的。学会了安静这门功课，让我不管是在教学的路上，或者是人生的路上，都是受益匪浅、受用无穷的。
What I found beneficial for me were the reflection questions. It relates to us now, especially during this challenging time.
I enjoyed the fun excursions and school visits in Singapore and meeting up with teachers, new friends from around the Southeast Asia countries. But most importantly, I came back home with a deeper sense of my calling as a Christian teacher.
There are 3 things that I'd like to share about the impact of the Asian Christian Teachers Conference. Firstly is Miss Sia, the speaker, made a great impact in really encouraging us about our mission and our calling as educators. And I think secondly, the joy to be able to meet educators from around the world, and finally the continued community. So actually after the ACTC, we have actually been doing monthly prayer meetings, and I think that has been a really great way to remind ourselves that we have God and each other on our side.
The thing I enjoyed about TCF's Christian Teachers Day is the high quality of the speakers and the chance to fellowship with fellow educators.
What do I appreciate most about TCF Day? The uplifting messages shared by invited speakers from Singapore and West Malaysia.
I always look forward to the Teachers' Day celebrations because it recharges me to be a better teacher.
I was very encouraged to hear from Shirley from his experience in working in carpet and also sharing the word to us. He really inspired me during that time to continue to persevere and continue to teach in Sarawak.
I'm truly appreciate TCF Malaysia for never forgetting those who serve in school and education as frontliner.
Well, if you ask me which TCF Teachers' Day celebration that I enjoy the most, I would say I enjoy all of them because of the fellowship we get to meet with teachers, right, who are in this profession for many, many years, some even retired, some in-service teacher and also some juniors. We can encourage one another, and that's the thing that I look forward the most, right, for TCF Teachers' Day celebration.
What I value most are the numerous TCF talk, seminar, retreat, which really have helped me realigning my mission in teaching vocation with the mission of God. One golden nugget of wisdom that's still ringing in my mind, my heart, is that to take teaching not only as a profession, as a job, but more as a vocation, a calling of God.
What I really like the most about the TCF celebration is to be inspired, to just be blessed by ways and methods of reaching out to children and knowing that our work in touching students' lives, it really matters, and in leaning onto God, most important of all.
MCT 一路走来，上帝的恩典是满满。感谢神选择了我们，让成为了忠心的职场人。我希望上帝不断的在我们当中兴起更多有委身的基督徒老师，以生命影响生命。
TCF Malaysia has been very involved in growing and establishing the work of Christian teachers in Cambodia for the last 10 years or so. At the present moment, TCF Cambodia is being led by a group of very exciting young teachers who are being mentored by our very own life member, Brother Lim Thao Boon, who resides in Phnom Penh. Let us continue to pray for TCF Cambodia that they will become a tremendous impact for the nation of Cambodia.
After my retirement 6 years ago, I continued to be involved with TCF as I was invited to be the advisor to the EXCO. Now at the state level, I still run the monthly prayer meeting for Penang. After 36 years of teaching, I still enjoy it. So retirement cannot take teaching out of me. So I volunteer myself to teach in a church-run children's home. Other things I manage to do is to be involved with the Prison Fellowship Malaysia. Together with preaching once in a while, keeps me pretty occupied in my retirement days. To all the great powers out there in TCF, you still have much to give after retirement.
How do I serve TCF post-retirement? Indy has taken me to speak at TCF events in several places in Miri, in Malacca, at IPG camp. She also connected me with Marudi. During the MCO, I spoke to the Limbang TCF online. I conducted staff training online, for example, with Vision School in Tawaf. I enjoy writing and serve on the editorial committee for INSTEP TCF. I'm in the midst of completing my master's program. I'm really thankful to be happily and gainfully employed post-retirement with activities related to TCF and out of TCF.